What's good, YouTube? This is Zach video, and today is going to be the last video of the security series from video 8 to video 13 in the WordPress plugin series. Alright, so basically what we're going to be doing is today we're going to be basically using this shortcode to display this gallery. Right, so we're going to be generating this shortcode, and we're also going to be assigning that shortcode so it actually displays something when we go and, let's say for example, we create a new gallery. Let me show you this from scratch. So shortcode gallery, for example, whatever you want to name it. Browse. I'm just gonna go to these wallpapers and just select a couple of images, upload the images, and as you can see, shortcode gallery with ID 56. We're just making sure that the mic is working. Okay, so here is the shortcode for it, and then you're gonna go just into the page, and let's say for example I want to add it to, let's add it just a test page just to show you guys. Whatever test page you want to add it to, can use the block shortcode. It's basically the same thing. All right, let me just remove this, because when I used to copy this before, it was automatically, like, it used to just go into the shortcode, so we can just use the shortcode block. I don't know if they updated that in WordPress 6.5. Okay, so right now if we view the page, and as you can see over here, the carousel is shown in the test page. All right, so that is pretty much it in terms of the carousel. I'm just going to be showing you guys the code and what you should be doing for this section. This is the only section that I'm not going to be mentioning because it's almost 100 lines of code, but you're going to find on my GitHub. I'm just going to explain what I did. Okay, so first of all, we just created a function that says the display gallery carousel, so we can call that later on in the add shortcode function over here, which just takes the tag, which is the gallery carousel, and takes in the callback function. All right, so that's why we assigned the function. It also is going to take this parameter of attributes, right? And why we're going to be using that, we're going to be using the attributes alongside the shortcode attributes, which is basically going to make us create the shortcode alongside with the ID. All right, so basically we're just getting the int value from the attributes with the ID, and also we're leaving in a check over here. If there is no post ID, please return gallery not found. All right, in terms of the attachments or the images that are shown to be displayed, this is basically just the post type is an attachment, and we're just using the get posts function, and as you can see, it just retrieves an array of the latest posts or posts matching the given criteria. All right, so over here we're just getting the post type of attachments, posts per page, and we're also getting the post parent by the post ID. This is basically where we're going to get the post from, right? Because probably in the beginning of the series you saw me use the get posts in a different way. So over here we're just getting it using the post parent, using the post ID. Okay, and also the post my type, and we're just ordering this ascendingly, and we're ordering it this by the menu order of the ID. All right, also if there is no attachments, return no images found in this gallery, and then we're going to be outputting the carousel HTML. So as you can see, I am just getting the image URL using the WP get attachment image URL, which basically just gets the URL of the image attachment, and we're passing in the parameter of the ID over here. Right, this is just the post ID variable. I apologize, this is not a parameter, just a variable. And as you can see, we're also assigning over here the large, which stands in for the size of the thumbnail. And that is pretty much it in the image URL. In terms of the output, we're just getting out, putting out, I'm sorry, in a div with the class name of carousel slide, and we're just escaping that image URL. We're also escaping the attribute, so it's better to escape basically late as possible, and we're at the end of the plugin basically. So we're also escaping the attribute for HTML attributes, which in this case is the post title. And then I'm ending at that div. Right now we're going to be creating also the JavaScript for the carousel, And as you can see over here, I added in a event listener when the DOM content is loaded. Basically, we're just gonna add in the carousel, and we're just getting that carousel using the element ID. So as you can see here, it is basically, and the post ID as well. So basically, it knows which carousel we are in. All right. So variable the slides is basically just the carousel and then the carousel slide. This is the one that we assigned. So as you can see, this is the ID. So if you haven't saw that, this is the ID, right? So this is for the whole carousels, and for the slides, we're using the carousel slides. That's why I actually didn't want to code this in this video as much as I want to explain it, because of all of the green that you see in front of you over here. You do not have to write it in this way, by the way. You can just like use it in a regular HTML form and just copy the script over here. But I just wanted to show you how it will look like at the end. So as you can see, if the carousel exists, I want you to get the slides and then just assign a current index at 0, show the slide from the current index, and we're just adding a simple for loop. If it's more than the slide length, if it's less than the slide length, then don't display it. If it's more than that, then just display it, right? And the next slide is basically just the current index plus 1 divided by the slide's length. One last thing, the show slide over here, we're just calling it back with the current index, which is at 0, and we're just setting in the interval for the next slide to be 3 seconds. This is 3000 milliseconds, which amounts to 3 seconds. Finally, over here is just some simple styles, which is basically just aligning the images in a flex, 100% width just for responsiveness, and a max width of 600 pixels, 0 margin, some width as well to the slide, same thing to the image, and then we're just returning the whole output. And that is pretty much it for the plugin, basically, guys. In terms of from video 1 to 13, this is how you can make your own custom gallery plugin, right? So I was originally, like I said, I was gonna keep this on the side and just make it for you, like code it with you, but it looks a lot of green, so I thought that explaining it would be better for you guys, right? So I'm gonna put the references for everything in the description. Comment and like, subscribe what you thought about this series or playlist. This was Angry to you, and peace to you guys.